50 small details you missed in Call of Duty Zombies, going all the way from World at War to Cold War. Let's begin. The Thompson Walleye in Nacht der Untoten says that it costs 1,500 points, but when a player buys it, they'll notice that it actually only costs them 1,200. Did you know that the entire Nacht der Untoten map is based off of this building from the World at War campaign? Verrückt has a bunch of random objects players can interact with. One example is this dentist chair. In this room on Verrückt, there's a light hanging from the ceiling. If a player jumps up into it, it'll swing around the room. In Shi no Numa, if a player goes over to this bookshelf and holds interact, a weird laugh from Richthofen can be heard. Also, if you go downstairs in the starting hut and come over here, on the ground there's a piece of paper that says Die Glock, or the bell, and Der Riese, or the giant, and it was a tease for the next map that released, which was Der Riese. And a detail you missed on this map was they actually misspelled Der Riese on the teaser poster for the Resurrection DLC. Did you know that this mannequin in Kino der Toten spews blood when you shoot it? Look at this, if I shoot this one it doesn't work, but then I shoot this one and it does work. Interesting. Another detail on Kino has to do with this book pile. If a player looks really closely at one of these books, they can kind of notice it says Edward Richthofen, even if it is super blurry. If a player comes over to this barrier and listens inside of it, they'll hear weird thumping. In this hallway on 5, you can see a picture of Major John Plaster, who's a former soldier and helped Treyarch do research for Black Ops 1. Again on 5, if you go into this room and then look on this table, you will see a model of the Winter's Howl, which is the wonder weapon for the map. Something else involving the Winter's Howl is the Ascension teaser poster. As you can see, Takeo is holding the Winter's Howl and Dempsey is holding the Wunderwaffe, but both of those guns never appeared in Ascension, which has led to speculation that Ascension was supposed to be a bigger and more expansive map than what we got. Even though the sawed-off double-barrel shotgun can only be shot twice before reloading, in the Call of the Dead intro cutscene, Michael Rooker shoots his 3 times before reloading. Okay, we're gonna break this down real quick. Here we go. It's 1, 1, okay, 2, and kick, and here we go, 1 more, 2, and then here's 3. What the heck? Another thing similar is with the Shangri-La trailer. Dempsey shoots his Olympia 1, 2, and 3 times before reloading, and we all know that the Olympia only has 2 bullets in the clip. The moon loading screen is one of the classic comic loading screens that Zombies is known for, but if you look closely into the contents of it, you'll actually notice ads for a bunch of iconic Zombies items. Monkey Bombs, Speed Cola, Pack-a-Punch, and the Thunder Gun are just a few. In the transit spawn, there's a bunch of random posters. One shows the electric tower, another says Nuke Donkey, and there's a Ride the Bus one. These are a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. All of the transit zombies also wear clothes related to mental asylums. Some of the zombies wear straitjackets, medical gowns, and some even have shirts identifying themselves as working for the Harvard Sanitarium. But the funny thing is, none of that stuff has anything to do with transit. If a player jumps past this wall on Bus Depot and hops along the lava, they'll find a secret camp spot that not many people know exists. If a player gets a sniper rifle on farm and stands in front of this fence, in the reflection of the sniper scope, they can sort of see what the farm looked like before all the destruction and flames. There's also a bunch of weird sound effects that the player can hear on this map. Like if they stand here, they can hear crows. Or if they stand here, they can hear a wolf. Another weird sound effect is on town, and it's when they stand here, they can hear a baby crying. Also in town, there's a picture of the Tower of Babel. This is a building from the Bible, but it also references the transit Easter egg. At the end of a game of Die Rise, this sound effect plays. This sound teased the next map, which was Mob of the Dead, because it's the same sound as when Brutus spawns into the map. In Mob of the Dead, you might not have noticed that this clock above the cafeteria says that it's 1:15. This is a reference to Element 115. Also in the intro cutscene, they say the time at this part is 9:35, which references Group 935, which is basically like the big scientist group in the Zombies story.
9:35, the Weasel launches into a song and dance routine.
Inside the Ghost Mansion on Buried, there's a massive picture of a scientist named Michael Faraday. He was actually a real-life scientist who made an early form of the Bunsen burner. Not sure what connection it has with Buried, but that's who it is. In the Zombie Chronicles version of Origins, there's a set of papers in this mortar crater. It lists a bunch of names of Treyarch employees who helped create the map. One notable name was Jason Blundell, the game director for Black Ops 3. In the Origins intro cutscene, the sign for Generator 3 says Pump Station 3, when in the actual map, it says Generator Station 3. This Cinema on Shadows of Evil says that the premiere of its show is on November 6th. That's significant because that's the date that Black Ops 3 was released. Also in Shadows, there's a map of Alcatraz, or Mob of the Dead. It's located right here. And there's also a map of the excavation site from Origins, located right here. In the Giant, if players look on top of this building, they can actually see the Mob of the Dead plane sitting there. It's a pretty weird place to land it, but cool, I guess. And another thing about the Giant is there's obviously a bunch of snow around, but that's not how it was in the original map, Der Riese. Here's a side-by-side of the same area in the maps. In Der Eisendrache, several copies of the Chronorium can be seen scattered around. The Chronorium is basically the book in Zombies that's filled with a ton of information about other universes, so it's pretty cool just seeing a bunch of them sitting around. Another thing about Der Eisendrache is there's actually some posters around the spawn room that say Der Eisendrache, which is what the map was going to be called before it was obviously changed. And if a player uses no-clip to fall below the map, they'll notice that there's a bunch of water down there. And if they stay down too long, they'll end up drowning. Players can actually interact with this tree in the spawn of Zetsubu no Shima. Take a listen. In the Garage Grove spawn, there's actually a street sign named Richard Rodriguez. The quick backstory on why this is because Call of Duty held a fundraiser to help military veterans find high-quality careers, and the winner got their name in one of the new Zombies maps. In the Voyage of Despair intro cutscene, the actual captain of the Titanic, Edward Smith, can be seen being transformed into a zombie. On 9, these Greek statues up here are actually exact replicas of the BO4 perk machines. It seems like the devs just took the perk machine asset, enlarged it, and changed the color and slapped it up there and called it a day. A note on one of the podiums in Classified says that there was an outbreak in the Pentagon on October 18th, and anyone infected is being kept in the lab for study. This references the date when the previous version of the map 5 took place. In the Blood of the Dead teaser poster, it shows Richtofen is holding the Mauser from Origins, and Dempsey is holding the KN-44 from Black Ops 3. But neither of those guns ever appeared in Black Ops 4, so why are they in the poster? On this pool table in Dead of the Night, players can shoot the pool balls around and actually get them in the pockets as well. The map structure for Ancient Evil is actually based on the structure of the actual city of Delphi. For example, the amphitheater area in the map is the same as the actual theater ruins of Delphi. In the Alpha Omega bunker, there's a bunch of cool posters about nuclear warfare. This one says to make sure you eat all your food, and this one asks if your family's prepared for a nuke. In the ending cutscene for Tag der Toten, Marlton is seen using the King and Country, which is the Pack-a-Punched Welling, but when he shoots it, there's no explosions like the gun does normally. D-Machine's intro cutscene shows Samantha dialing the phone, and what she dials spells out Maxis. Mauer der Toten has a bar that's called, and forgive me for this pronunciation, Der Verrückte Neiper, which translates to the Crazy Pub. This is a reference to the older map Verrückt. Another sneaky reference to an older map is on Forsaken. They reference Nacht der Toten when these words are displayed on the theater. And if you want to see me go over the worst ways we've all died in COD Zombies, then click right here.